Nigeria, welcome to Nigeria Today. I'm sure you are aware that the Nigerian Senate has passed a bill seeking to grant financial and administrative autonomy to the local government. That's a good news for Nigeria. And on this good news, I am welcoming you to this journalist rendezvous on Living Television. My name is Mwagiri Chukujike, and I have my panel of discussants today, starting from my far left, Chimete Osems. Mr. Osems, welcome.
Thank you for having me on the program.
How's your family?
We are fine. We are doing well.
You're really shining. I like the smile on your face. I also have with me Eugene Moha.
Thank you very much.
You're really dressed like a cowboy.
Yes.
I think I'm enjoying the dressing. And the finest man in the building is just beside me. I have Chinedum Adile.
Viewers are welcome. Moderator, thank you.
All right, so we have to start off, but however, we're going to start from the home front. The chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Abia State recently said that the party has not decided on zoning when it comes to the Abia State governorship seat. Now, we are looking at the agitations from the south, from the north, and then there has been a lot of explanations given to why the Abia South, the central part of the Abia South should have the governorship seat come 2023. Now, I want to know, has PDP in some way or somehow, projected a particular section to be the governor, to take the governorship of the state, or are they trying to still consult? Because from what I'm looking at, the post seems to be tilting towards the north. I am coming to Mr. Ozems.
Yeah, whatever that is happening, that is the beauty of constitutional democracy. That is why democracy is unlike other forms of government. It tolerates opposition, unlike military dictatorship. But I want to tell you that as far as the PDP is concerned, you are aware that PDP has been ruling the state right from 1999 when democracy was restored in Nigeria. And I want to say that the party has not taken a decision which senatorial zone or which division. When you are talking about division, I'm talking about the old Aba division and the old Bende division. They have not said, look at where our governor is coming from. And the governor reinforced that. He said that they are still consulting when Greg Ipe, who came to pay him a courtesy call at Omobiakwa, he says so. I think the party has not taken a decision. But whatever we are saying regarding 2023 is why democracy is the best form of government.
Is it quite justifiable that the people of the other South Central are actually clamoring for this particular post? I'm coming to you now, Mr. O.
Yes, because if you follow the Charter of Equity and follow what has been on ground, it is the turn of Abia Central, of the old Abazo, to balance the 16 years which has gone to the old Bende division. So PDP as a party will continue to abide by the Charter of Equity as far as PDP is concerned. And they have been in power since 1999, like we said. So we are looking forward, since the governor has said they have not zoned it, they have not taken a decision, we are still waiting on him as the leader of the party in the state to take that decision.
Okay. Prof, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. Well, if we are talking about equity, justice, and fairness, I think even the governor saying they've not zoned it, I think the thing has already zoned itself. Because when in 99 the power went to Abia North, and before now, what we have in Abia State is two political blocks, the old Aba, the Kwangwa, and then the old Bende. And like I always want to tell people, for marriage of confidence and for dividends of grassroots democracy, both the old Bende and the old Aba division, that is the Kwangwa, came together and both brought three local governments to form Abia Central. That is to say, in Abia Central, there are equally two blocks there in Abia Central. So if the government went from Abia North to Abia North Central, which is the Umahi area, automatically, when it eventually comes to Abia South, it should also come from Abia South. It should trek from Abia South to Abia South Central, which is the Okwangwa division of the.
Are we not creating a crawling from the Abia South to the Abia South Central, then to the North Central before it gets to the North? Is that
that was how we started.
That is
That's
how
crawling
it has
started.
been.
We are trying to say it has to go back that same way.
Yes.
Yeah, but what
That
else?
is what equity
What
is all
else?
about.
Because if Abia Central fails to get it now, then what else? What do you think? If it goes back to Abia North, now who tells you that if it's coming back to Abia Central, it won't be some
You know why
Abia
I
Central?
have a problem with this? Because I was very much on ground when we were talking about Pass. It was about the Ngwa governor. Okay? And the Ngwa extends from, it wasn't about Abia South then. It was about Ngwa governor. That's why the Ngwa people came out en masse to vote for him. Okay, so why generating this particular argument now? When
Mr. Mark, you are making a very big mistake. If you say they were just talking about Ngwa governor, it was Abia South. It was Abia South.
Okay.
And Abia South has finished. If you are talking about Ngwa governor, Ojuzo Kalu finished and handed over to his brother. In Old Bend.
I know.
Yes, the Old Benders are one.
After all, in Abazo, we
and
have
when he finished, he handed over to his brother from the Old Bend. Now, for political reasons, Abia North Central. You must not forget the fact that there are only two political blocks in Abia State: the Old Bend and the Ukwangwa.
I'm seeing pretty seriousness in your face. Like this concerns you so much. I think this is an.
It's not about concerning me. It's about if you are talking about justice and fairness.
I don't think it's a question of concerning Chinedu.
No.
Okay. What Chinedu is saying is just stating the obvious.
Yes.
If we usually say that if you must go to equity, you must go with clean hands.
Clean hands.
If there must be equity, I think the Ngwa axis of Abia Central, that's the Umunat axis, should be allowed to produce the next governor of Abia State in 2023. That is what equity demands, because, like Chinedu has been emphasizing, we have two major political blocks in Abia State: the old Bende division and the old Aba division.
Sorry, you know, one thing I like during the governorship campaign, the mantra then was Zuabia.
Yes.
You understand? So
yes.
it appeared that this emergence completed the cycle.
No, it didn't.
No, that is very wrong.
It didn't.
It's a very wrong
This
assertion.
the argument. The argument by Professor Chineduna is what we now mature the Okezuabia.
It's okay. Let's move on. Recently in the Southeast, we have been experiencing a lot of crisis insecurity has been rising, which is not what we are known for. Of course, we all know that Mondays has turned to holidays in the Southeast here because of challenges between the Nigerian government and then the indigenous people of Biafra. And then recently, the monarchs in their group with the religious leaders as well, they came together to blame the presidency and then the governors on why the thing has not been named to the board. So I'm now asking, what is the right path for we to take? Because we used to know our place as people who are industrious, people who are into commerce, and whatever is happening here now is affecting us in a very bad shape. What can we do? Because they say they have written to the president for the past 3 months that the president's silence connotes that he's giving them an indifferent attitude towards having a peaceful atmosphere within the Southeast. Now, do you think the presidency or the governors are not playing their part very well as to make sure that we stem this particular cankerworm that has been breeding in the Southeast? Mr. Zems, please.
Are you talking about the sit-at-home order? Or?
I'm saying that the monarchs in the south, the monarchs from the Southeast.
Are they talking about insecurity in the Southeast?
Yes, they're talking about the insecurity in the Southeast. They are saying that the silence of the president they've asked the president that they need to have a discussion with him. Then they will have a roundtable discuss on the way forward to make sure that the insecurity problem in the Southeast is solved. But the president has been silent. And then the indifferent attitude of the governors, gives them the impression that they are the reason why the insecurity situation in the Southeast has been rising. So, do you think that the presidency or the governors are playing their part to ensure that we have adequate security in the Southeast here?
First of all, I think we should ask ourselves a crucial question which we cannot ignore. If you go to Katsina State, which is the home president of President Buhari, there is high level of insecurity. People are being kidnapped from the mosque. So if that can be happening in the home state of Mr. President, what do you expect in other parts of the country? The challenge of insecurity is not peculiar to the Southeast. I know that we have some relative peace in the past, but it is gradually and consistently becoming a pattern in Southeast, and we are not known for that. What Mr. President is saying, in fact, at a time he said that he doesn't know what to do again. And what the governors are doing, especially those in the Southeast, is an indictment. They are telling us that they are not in control. But it is unfortunate that somebody who is incarcerated is calling the shots from behind bars, and people are obeying. That will tell you that those who should be in control, those who were constitutionally elected to protect the well-being of the people, are no longer in control. So the governors on their own part, they must start doing something before they should expect the central government or the federal government of APC to come to our rescue.
What exactly can the governors do at this point? Because every day we lose billions. Every Monday, as far as Southeast is concerned, we are losing billions. What are they doing?
But do you know that
the Southeast economy,
the IPOB people, they have denied this sit at home. A more powerful has come up with
statements. It was not just a mere denial. It was all over the
media. They made publications to
so why are you
stay at home out of fear? And again, even if we say that people, so from time to time, we'll hear stories about people who are being shot, who came out to do business on Mondays. So you don't go risking your life. You understand? So what I'm saying is, what can the governors do? They cannot continue to keep more over this. What can they do?
If people decide to stay indoors, that's their business.
Well, for me, for proper
Let's
security.
not try to focus to the sit-at-home. We're talking about insecurity.
In fact, let me use that Monday as a yardstick. If we want things to work out normally, our normal economic activities to go the way it's supposed to, I think it should be the duties of the governors in the Southeast to ensure that all these security operatives are scattered all over the streets. When they called off this Monday issue of sit at home, you scarcely can see police here and there, and that is when most of the boys were still attacking. Most of them are hoodlums, not even the IPOB. They see it as an opportunity to most of the criminals to do something, you know. So I think the governors, their duty there is to ensure that these security operatives will be scattered all over.
Don't you think it's high time when they start on a round table with our people? Let's talk to these people. What is the problem? Because if we keep talking about solution without hitting the roots of the cause of the problem, I think we cannot get.
Which people are you talking about? Are you talking about the IPOB? Are you talking about IPOB?
Yes, because during the Anambra election, the monarchs as well as religious leaders, they came together. IPOB called for a 7-day sit at home during that election. When they called them, they told them that please let's allow our people to vote. They did obey them, and the election held free and fair, and Soludo emerged. Okay. Now they are saying we have liars with these children. They went to the presidency. We want to have a tete-a-tete with you, and then the government is not responding to them. They said that the letter has not even been acknowledged in the first place, let alone replying.
You mean the IPOB?
I'm talking about a coalition of religious leaders.
Okay, you said the monarchs. For the monarchs to talk to IPOB or what?
No, now
we are talking about
to talk to the people.
Yes,
Mr. President.
You don't understand what we're saying. Let me explain to you.
Yes.
The people, the monarchs in the southwest, and the religious leaders, they came together, actually made the IPOB to lie during the Anambra election. They now wrote to the presidency, say we need to sit down and discuss the way forward. This is not how our people are known for. We are not in a war theater. The president has not acknowledged their letter and has never replied them. So also the governors are giving them indifferent attitude towards sitting down and then sorting the problem roundtable. So we are saying, what can the governors do at this particular time so that we enjoy the peace that we also have in the
Mr. Wagri, I think going after Mr. President, that is an insensitive aspect of the whole thing, because This is a man, just like Joseph said before, this is a man. His people are kidnapped on daily basis. There are killings, and he has not been able to do anything. And how do you expect him to come down to Far East here and do something? Going to Mr. Buhari to talk about insecurity in the Southeast, I think it is the most insensitive thing any person can think about. And
Yes,
I don't think so, because
it should be within the purview of our governors here.
Gentlemen, we'll be back in a jiffy. Remember, the program is Nigeria Today, a journalist Rendezvous on Living Television. And of course, don't forget that this is trending live on our YouTube page at Living TV. And of course, send us your comments and email at livingtv1@gmail.com. We'll be back in a jiffy. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back, and we are still discussing on what's trending in the Southeast about the insecurity situation. I will pray that by God's grace, things are going to change for better for us here. Without wasting more time, I'd like us to step up a little bit because of our time. But however, I want to say that we are the ones holding ourselves. If we don't go to market, we don't get no money. Let's try as much as possible to prove that we are people of peace on our own part. And coming to the latter part of our story, which is what I started doing my introduction, Nigeria Senate recently passed a bill seeking to grant financial and administrative autonomy to the local government areas in the country. And I think that's a right step in the right direction for our country. I think we're going to enjoy a lot of things, but however, I would like to leave the discussion to my people so that they actually talk about it. Thank you, Chinedu Adele. Please, can you tell us what you feel about it?
Yes, I think this is one of the best things that had happened to these to our local government areas, because recently, democratically, the local governments in the recent past are doing nothing. Local roads that are supposed to be graded are not done, they are not touched, and nothing at all. Salaries are equally not paid. Now, if they now become autonomy financially, I think they'll do something, because that is why we have these 3 tiers of government, to make sure that the dividends of democracy gets to the grassroots. That is the essence for creation of that local government. But when this joint account with the state and so on, and the state dictates how much they give to them. And as far as I am concerned, the moment the money comes around, well, they do little or nothing just to make sure at the end of the day they don't become poor again. Because of that, they do nothing at all. I think this autonomy is one of the best things that has ever happened to them.
Okay, I think that's going to eradicate us as administrators in the local government now, because I think because of the lack of autonomy financially, that's the most important thing, because if you don't have money, you don't know what to say. Now, Mr. Zems, do you think that we're going to manufacture people who will actually perform, given these funds directly from the federal government? Won't this still go the same way it's been going?
I don't think so. And just like Professor Chinedu Adele said, it will be one of the legacies of the ninth Senate of the National Assembly. I think they have done well. It's the right step in the right direction. Because if you look at what is happening nationwide, local government areas should be a third tier of government. They should be independent. But you will certainly agree with me that they have become an appendage of the state government. It is the state government that dictates what is happening in the local government areas. And as a result, they have become incapacitated. Go to rural communities, go to remote area, you will see stories of underdevelopment. Feeder roads are not graded, markets are not well maintained, and these are constitutional responsibilities of local government areas. And they are not doing these things because they claim that the money is not there. Yes, at the end of every month, we will see the huge amount of money shared among the state, the federal government, and the local government areas. But local government areas on paper, they get a huge sum, but in reality, only a paltry sum is being given to them, and you don't expect them to perform. So there is, I strongly believe that if we can have financial autonomy for local government areas, they will be doing those things they are constitutionally saddled with.
Okay, I have
and there must be an improvement.
I have an exception to that.
Yes.
You know, most of our government workers work under the local government employment. And I think there's going to be a huge salary burden on that money if given to them. What do you think?
There wouldn't be. After all, the money now that they used to pay them is also from the same source.
Are they being paid? Because I know that a lot of them are being owed.
Well,
They are paid, but they may be owed few months.
Yes,
But they are paid.
but
The
if
truth is that
they
are
get
paid.
autonomy now, they will improve. Because each local government now will be in a position to pay his or her staff.
And so even at then, when you look about this salary issue, the number of persons, the numerical strength of the people are also there. Before any amount is released as an allocation from the federal post and so on, they know how many persons.
The
that are there.
population is changed.
The population
What
is there.
about South gets is not the same thing
Yes,
with
yes,
or
exactly.
Benin.
In all the local
So
governments.
it's but the area I'm concerned about is autonomy, financial autonomy for the legislature, financial autonomy for the judiciary. In practical terms, that cannot even work, because what it means is that you are creating another chief executive in the legislature. You're also creating another chief executive in the judiciary, plus the chief executive in the executive itself. So you are going to have a miniature three government. I take that. But when you talk of autonomy of the legislature,
We are still
and
talking of
autonomy
the
of
local
the
government.
judiciary.
Let's go. We've not gotten to that.
We've not
Let's
got it. We are still talking of the local government.
Okay, one of the parts of the bill is the part that talks about administrative autonomy. I think they were also given the right to conduct local government elections in that bill. Okay, now do you think it's possible for a local government electoral system to emerge and be able to give us a standard election in
Why
Nigeria?
not? They will have a local government electoral
It depends
commission.
on who controls
So
it.
they have a local government electoral commission.
I am saying that we live in this country, and we know we're not going to get people from another planet to come do it for us here. With what's on ground, do you really think that this is not going to be a paperwork whereby those that be the bourgeois will also be the ones that dictate what happens in these particular administrations?
Well, the bourgeois dictate what
Yes,
happens everywhere.
it is 100% possible to have people who will conduct an election that will be acceptable to everybody in the local government area. And that is why we have been emphasizing that let us build strong institutions and not powerful men. That has been an emphasis. I want to tell you that if we have strong institutions, they will be able to conduct elections in local government areas and nothing will happen. But because of our corrupt system, it's like the same old wine in a new wine skin. So it is still the same people that will conduct that election. So there must be malpractices. But I want to tell you that if we are able to have strong institutions, we can organize or conduct good elections in local government areas.
But we can also revert to what was happening in 1999. Do you know that there was a time local governments were autonomous in the beginning under Obasanjo? People who were at that time.
They've never had their own. This time around, they're going to create a different bank account.
Even that time, they had a different bank. Their money was coming directly.
But that was not constitutional. It is now that they're creating this with the
No, what I'm telling you is that
It
this
once
local
happened.
it once happened. It has functioned before. And during that time, it was still the federal INEC, FEDECO, or the independent that was conducting election for local government. So why don't we just get back to
And for this autonomy to
1999?
actually work
Yeah.
to our people's expectation, in fact, the issue of the election also must be checked. Who conducts the election for the local
It
government?
should go back to INEC,
Eh?
just like states.
Who's going to fund it?
No, INEC will fund it because
It's-
after all,
yeah.
INEC is conducting
INEC
it.
doesn't conduct LG elections.
No, but it conducts election for the states.
The creation of the financial autonomy without INEC conducting the election, and it goes back to the states to conduct. It will mean nothing. Because you must agree. The governor comes to you and say, I am going to make you the chairman. You sign the whole money, but this is what you return back to the state.
That's what I'm saying.
And that means it's going to continue.
Therefore, the autonomy must go with INEC.
Exactly.
Conducting the election.
Exactly.
Which has happened
Do you
before.
think that is going to work? Because
Yes, it has worked
only
before.
conducts elections.
No, I'm telling you that it has worked before in this country.
We have, look at this.
And during that time, people from different parties were winning elections in different local governments.
Yes. That's beautiful if INEC should conduct it. But remember, in Abia State, in several states, it is the State Electoral Commission that conducts.
Do you know that initially there was no state electoral
with the recent development, that's what we are saying. With the recent development,
we go back to what we
have to go back to what we had.
Okay, that aside, gentlemen, let's look at it this way. Are we not creating another group of powerful men? Because whoever has the money becomes the man to follow. The Igbo people normally say that who has the power from is the person that the goat follows. It's not true. Now, if these people have this money in their hands, just like we've been complaining about the governors, who are
you talking about local government
chairman now, when they're elected and then the money comes directly to their boss, they become the boss of their own. There's no allegiance again to the governors. That's
better. That's when democracy would even
it has happened before.
You see,
it has
been very wonderful.
When it happened, it was all rosy.
Yes, even the local governments were competing among themselves.
They
were doing so well.
And the governor will no more pocket them.
It was that time we had the 774 local government. Everybody got to know them. They had a meeting, and the governors, the local government chairman, were doing so well. It was this attaching them to the states that spoiled the local
everything
government
about local government system.
So,
and we also have to bear in mind that the LGS will not be completely independent. The state lawmakers will still perform their oversight functions on the local government areas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there must be accountability.
Yes,
they must be accountable to the state houses of assembly.
Okay.
The thing has worked before. The thing is that in Nigeria, when they see something that is working, they go there and spoil it.
They look for a way to
they spoil it.
All right, gentlemen, I think we have come to the end of today's edition of Nigeria Today. We've talked about certain things that I think are affecting us. We talked about Nigeria, government giving us that bill that we are waiting for. Nigerian Senate, giving us that bill we've been waiting for, where we have an autonomy for the local government area administratively.
No, before you conclude, let us hope that bill says true too. Because there's another level.
Yes, the assent is still there.
The
assent is still there, and we are hopeful that the president definitely will give us this.
No, not just the president. The thing will go through all the state house of assembly.
We believe so. We believe that we're going to get what we want by God's grace, because this is a good thing that every Nigerian is clamoring for. At least we'll be able to see some good feeder roads within our environment. We will see graders on our roads. Not this time around that people are using grader for campaigns. We don't want those things anymore in our state. So we say thank you very much for being with us today. This is Living Television, and the program has been Nigeria Today. I am Mwagiri Chukujiki. Don't forget to send us your comments at Living Television, Living TV Global 1@gmail.com. We will reply to you and tell you where we got it right or where we got it wrong. We'll be with you next week for an interesting edition of this particular program. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.